And so when we can see how we're being in the world, which is by the reflection, when we're separate from source, then we can see within ourselves how we're being in the world. And so it's kind of like the scenario. I want to give this to you. If we go from one job to the job to the job, right? Or one relationship to the next relationship to the next one, and it's always the same situation arising with a different person, but same scenario, the situation, the issue, right? It's a good indicator it's you, right? Is you're projecting outside of yourself onto the image or whatever it is that's in front of you that you're playing it out with, which is the role of your connection to it, which is the divine being in them releasing themselves into your space so you can be there with it. And so they're actually helping you in the moment. And though we want to blame, judge, and hate them for showing up for us in that way, that's what we call negative reflection. We want to, be angry at them instead of turning in and looking at ourselves. Okay, what is my part and role in it? And how am I being in the world that's creating this situation to keep arising? Because unless we change here, then we can't change there. And we stay in the same existence, the repeating of cycles of suffering that we keep bringing to ourselves in order to replay it out, in order to see it. Because the more the suffering gets, the more we want to look at it, right? And so a lot of time people, their bodies and stuff, because energy comes to physical, right? If you don't deal with it, it becomes more physical, more feeling, more understanding, more knowing, and then it becomes more dense and condensed in your lives. And so a lot of people develop illnesses, diseases, disorders, things like that, right? And it gets passed down as that because it's never been dealt with. Now, if you deal with it and you dive deep into the energy, back to the set point of the seed that's been created within you, you can heal and change that dynamic and that awareness of it from that point of view. And then it evolves and unvolves, or unevolves, we'll just say, right? So you're bringing it back to wellness and harmony within the body, and then that changes the dynamics of health and wealth and well-being and abundance, right, for you. And so we really want to kind of look at these dynamics, right? And so when we're spiritual, bypassing it, making it about somebody else and not looking at, okay, what is my framework? What am I, and where am I living from? Is it something I learned from my parents, then passed down from me, from my friends? Is it like school? What is it that has created this? Where is this coming from within me? And dive deep into that and make that a healing, right? And change and transform it. Otherwise, we're just going to keep continuing to be that part and role in life that we just keep passing down and living out and replaying out in our own suffering, if that makes sense.